Hey guys, today I'll be featuring the Fonera 2.0N. Now this is a full-featured wireless 802.11n router. Now what FON means by full-feature Wi-Fi is that you aren't just getting the standard connect to your modem and then broadcast the signal. The Fonera actually has apps. It kind of has like a little app store, and you can even upload your own apps in the developer mode. We'll get into some of those apps in a few minutes during the software portion of this review, but for now let's take a look at this router in the hardware portion. So just like on any other router, we have our 1 WAN port as well as the 4 LAN ports. We can also reset the router to the factory defaults with this button and turn the wireless signal on and off. On the back we also have two 802.11n wireless antennas, and this router broadcasted 2 separate signals. Our home signal is the first one. We connected that to access our LAN, and at that point we can also connect to a public signal, which allows you to have your friends, family, or neighbors connect to your router without giving them the password. And you could even set up this router so that they have to pay to access the internet. So this means you kind of go through the coffee house approach. Arrive at the location, pay a nominal fee for the internet, and you get 24 hours of use. Now the way FON works is that if you have a FON and you're willing to share your internet, you can connect to any FON worldwide absolutely free. So if you're willing to share, everyone else is willing to share with you. You don't have to pay even if that person sets their router to bill mode. Now what really sets the FON apart from any other router on the market right now is the USB port on the front. Now you may say that other routers do have USB ports. Well, sure they do, but you can usually only plug in one device at a time, and that device is usually either a hard drive or a printer. On the FON you can plug in a hard drive, a printer, webcams, even a 3G modem, which allows you to convert 3G into Wi-Fi. Pretty fantastic for such a small, high-performance router. Now as for security, this router supports WEP, WPA, WPA2, and WPA mixed. So that's just about all you'll need to know for the hardware portion of this review. Next we'll jump into the screencast and I'll show you some of the features in the software. So the first thing that catches the eye in the administration panel is the built-in apps that are pre-installed. So here we have the YouTube, Flickr, Picasa, and Facebook uploader. Now the YouTube uploader will upload videos that are on the USB drive connected. The Flickr, Picasa, and Facebook uploader will upload photos from the USB drive connected. Next we have Twitter. This will tweet to you once these tasks are finished. So let's say once the Fonera has finished uploading a YouTube video, it'll send you either a direct message or an ad reply and let you know that it's finished uploading. Next we have the torrent. So here we can upload .torrent files to the Fonera and have it download the torrents whenever we like. So let's say we want to have Ubuntu downloaded, but we don't want to wait for it. We can set that up in the morning, go to work, and by the time we get home, you'll have the ISO for installing Ubuntu. Next we have the Rapidshare and Mega Upload Download Manager. I haven't used this yet because I'm not a big fan of those two services. However, if you are, the feature is there. On the bottom we have our applications here. Here we can go in and install some applications that are from Fonera. So here we have the hotfix. This was a recent hotfix that FON provided. We have the printer and the webcam. If you're a developer mode, you can upload third-party applications. Here we have our settings. This is just a basic settings page like most other routers. We have the wireless settings, the internet connection settings, network settings, firewall for port forwarding, and more. DynDNS for replacing the IP address with a web address. Next we have system. This is used for updating and backing up the settings on your device. We can also go into advanced and change the MAC address. Here we can enable and disable the FON spot, as you can see in this little drop down menu. Next we have language. By default it's set up with English, but you can change that in there. We have the router administration password. This is not the same as your wireless password, so if you want to access the administration password, that's the place to change that password. Here we have something really interesting. This is the backup central manager thing. What it allows you to do is download FON backup to your computer, and on a scheduled basis it will back up your computer to the Fonera's USB drive. Next we have file server. This will let you use that USB drive for a FTP or Windows share server. By default the username is Fonera and the password is the same as your administration password. Once again, you can change that by going into password in the settings page. Next we have status. This will let you know how much data is being used on both the private, public, and VPN network. I would like to note that the VPN network is only available when you have the developer mode turned on for now. So next we have QoS. This will allow you to limit the amount of data any client can use at a time. So let's say you have someone that's really a bandwidth hog, you can limit their data here so that they aren't completely taking over the whole network. A really nice feature that Fonera did include with this router. In the sidebar here on the main page, we basically have a summary of what I showed you in the settings panel, so there's nothing much to go through there. Next we have the file browser. This allows you to look at the files on the USB drive connected to the Fonera. Here we have USB disk, so here we can set up the settings for that drive. As you can see, I have a 1 gig drive connected, and we have that set to automatic. And we can also have it create folders for music and videos and stuff like that. Here we have the 3G, so we can connect the USB 3G modem here. I don't have one connected right now, but if we did, we can set up all the settings to connect to the 3G network. Next we have printer and webcam. If a printer and webcam were connected, we can go in here and set up the settings for the printer. And if a webcam was connected, we can look at the output of that webcam right here. I would like to note that before you do try to connect a webcam, I recommend looking at the supported webcams list, because not all of them are supported. And as you know, I have the LifeCam Cinema, and that didn't work because of the very high resolution output of that webcam. It does work on a lot of webcams, so I definitely recommend looking at the compatibility list before trying this. So that just about wraps up everything there is to see in the web front end. So overall, this router gets an 8 on 10 because I noticed a pretty big build quality fail on top. If you notice, the plastic bends quite a bit, and that isn't something I'd really like to see on a router of this type. Considering this costs about $100, I think maybe they could have installed a few posts inside to prevent that from happening. Either way, the software is pretty fantastic, and considering you can install all these apps to it, it makes it a really nice product that I definitely recommend for the high performance users. Things like QoS and the OpenVPN features in the developer mode really stand out, as they're really only available in business class routers, and make this a really powerful router for users that are looking for these features. So if you do like this product, you can find it at fon.com. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you did like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It always helps out. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the comment section below. So we'll see you very soon with some more great content.